Sunday, July 19th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Time, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. 2 teams, 1 trophy. And a story so wild that if you wrote it as fiction, nobody would believe it. A 39-year-old man, already the greatest to ever kick a football, standing 90 minutes away from doing something no player has managed in over 60 years, becoming the first man to lead his country to back-to-back World Cup titles since Brazil pulled it off in 1958 and 1962. On the other side, a Spanish side that has barely put a foot wrong this entire tournament, conceding just a single goal across 6 matches, built around a teenager so gifted that grown men are calling him the heir to the very throne Messi built. This is Argentina versus Spain. This is the World Cup Final. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly who lifts that trophy and exactly why the other side walks away heartbroken. Stick around, because the numbers here are going to shock you. Before we go further, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the like. Because this channel, Goal Verdict, breaks down every big match with real analysis, not guesswork, and trust me, too, you don't want to miss what's coming in the next few weeks of football. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start with how these two even got here, because the road tells you everything about the mindset each team is walking in with. Argentina had to survive. Against England in the semi-final, they were staring down a nervy scoreline until the 85th minute, when Enzo Fernandez crashed in an equalizer from well outside the box, set up by a pass from Messi himself. Then, deep into stoppage time, Messi delivered a perfectly weighted cross, and Lautaro Martinez rose above everyone to head Argentina into the final. A 2-1, dramatic, chaotic, backs against the wall football. Spain, meanwhile, did the opposite. They walked into their semi-final against France and dismantled them 2-0 in a performance so controlled that even Kylian Mbappe admitted afterward that Spain simply took the game away from them with tactical discipline. So, here's the first thing worth sitting with. One team is winning by digging deep into raw emotion and individual brilliance under pressure. The other is winning by suffocating opponents with structure and control. Which style survives the final? That's the question we're building toward. Now, let's talk attackers, because this is where the storylines get personal. Lionel Messi enters this final with 8 goals in the tournament, tied with Mbappe for the Golden Boot race. But Messi holds the tiebreaker lead thanks to 4 assists compared to Mbappe's 3. He opened the tournament with a hat-trick against Algeria and has been involved in a goal in nearly every match since. He is now the outright all-time leading scorer in men's World Cup history with 21 goals, having passed Miroslav Klose's long-standing record earlier in this very tournament. Think about that for a second. At 39 years old, in what is almost certainly his last World Cup, Messi is playing some of the sharpest football of his career. On the other side stands Spain's attacking spark, Lamine Yamal, a teenager who has openly said he dreamed of facing Messi in exactly this kind of final. Yamal brings pace, unpredictability, and a fearlessness that Messi himself had at that same age. Alongside him, Mikel Oyarzabal leads Spain's line with intelligent movement and clinical finishing. So who wins this attacking battle? Messi brings experience, composure under pressure, and a knack for producing magic in the biggest moments. Yamal brings youthful chaos that defenders simply cannot predict. It's genuinely one of the toughest calls in recent World Cup history, and it might come down to which player gets the better service in the opening 20 minutes. But here's something most people are overlooking, and it might be the single biggest factor in this entire final defense. Spain has conceded just 1 single goal in the entire tournament heading into this match. 1 goal across 6 games against elite competition. Okay, that is not luck. That is an organized, disciplined backline working in perfect sync with a goalkeeper who has been nearly unbeatable. Argentina's defense has been solid too, but nowhere near as airtight, having been stretched and tested multiple times, including that nervy finish against England. Spain's defense holds its shape the way it has all tournament. Argentina's attack, even with Messi at the wheel, is going to have to work harder for every single chance than it has all competition. This is the kind of detail that decides finals, not the flashy stuff, the boring, disciplined defensive structure that nobody talks about until it's too late. So what actually happens on Sunday? Here's the breakdown. Argentina's biggest strength is moments of individual brilliance under chaos. It's Messi conjuring something from nothing when the game is on a knife's edge. Spain's biggest strength is control, patience, and a defense that refuses to break. In a final like this, the team that can force the other out of their comfort style usually wins. If Argentina can drag this into a scrappy, emotional, end-to-end battle, their experience and Messi's genius likely tips it their way. But if Spain manages to keep the tempo controlled, keep possession, and force Argentina to chase the game, their defensive record suggests they can go the full 90 minutes, maybe even extra time, without conceding more than once. Our prediction here at Goal Verdict is a tight 2-1 victory for Argentina, with Messi directly involved in the winning goal late in the second half, sealing back-to-back titles and writing perhaps the final chapter of the greatest individual career the sport has ever seen. But don't be shocked if Spain's suffocating defense turns this into a 1-0 masterclass instead. This final genuinely could go either way, and that uncertainty is exactly what makes it must-watch football. Whatever happens on Sunday, one thing is certain: we'll be back right here, breaking down every single detail of how it actually played out, what went right, what went wrong, and what it means for the future of this sport. So make sure you're subscribed, drop a comment with your own prediction before kickoff, and I'll see you in the next one.